Those with the striker alongside me, a man you'll recognize, a man you may recognize, and Jonathan Chuck and Dan Hunt, the owner of FC Dallas, the CEO of FC Dallas. Dan, thank you so much for joining us, and just an exciting night. Copa Tejas on the line, Austin FC against FC Dallas, and we'll bring you all the action, of course. This live show pre-game and our coverage throughout the match. But first of all, Dan, welcome, and thank you so much for having us in your house.
Yeah, no, it's great to have you guys here. Obviously, this is a special place. We're here at the Gallagher Club inside the National Soccer Hall of Fame. What's really cool, over my right shoulder here is the 4 Women's World Cup trophies and gold medals there, but it's only a few of the really great exhibits we have inside the National Soccer Hall of Fame.
Yeah, and it's going to be a really exciting night. I know last year we had a similar Copa Tejas on the line, and even being the final between FC Dallas and Austin FC. Of course, FC Dallas coming out on top on that one. How much have you enjoyed having that trophy, not only in your hands, but just the existence of a three-way rivalry here?
Yeah, I haven't drank enough beer out of it yet, so I don't want to let go of it. No, it's great. You see these rivalries. When FC Dallas and Houston is that great rivalry. Austin's brought a lot of energy. To have these 3 teams in this market. It's such a great soccer market here in Texas, and we have a passionate fan base for MLS, obviously for League MX. So I think having 3 teams, having a big rivalry, it's great to see what happens in the rivalries there. I think they've been great to follow, and around Major League Soccer, it's growing. And you can see the passion for it. So it's great. The game has grown so much since 1996.
Yeah, I think it's the existence of I know the sport has still been around for a long time. That was a sport that's created This is a sport that's created as well. I think that just shows you the growth of object media. We're already seeing some variants flooding into the building. They'll have a nice attention. You'll have the rowdy supporters here. And yeah, the atmospheres here inside this building this year. It's been really exciting. Obviously, the better team on the field helps. You guys have pumped a lot into the on-field product, but tell me just what has lifted this club to where it's at right now, and the exciting 2022 that you guys are having in all aspects of this club.
Sure, we'll have the best attendance this year that we've ever had, which is exciting here. We were early when we built this stadium. There's no secret about that. Frisco was still growing, and it's an amazing community. But we were really on the outskirts of the Metroplex when we did this, and we knew it would fill in. My father, Lamar, he said before he passed away, he said, look, we were early in this community, but I put you guys in the right spot. Eventually, Frisco will be the middle of the Metroplex. And so it's filled in nicely, but the passion continues to grow. And it doesn't hurt that every time the U.S. men's national team plays, it's like an FC Dallas commercial, when you have 6 or 7 or 8 of the guys coming from the team. And right now, we have 2 current members that we think on the FC Dallas roster that have a chance to make the World Cup squad, and that's brought a ton of energy to our fan base to have Jesus Ferreira, Paula Ariola. So that's been good too, but the engagement has been really great. And so it's just a confluence of a lot of great things, and it doesn't hurt that this is a new era here at FC Dallas. There's a new energy that you feel with Nico Estevez. You feel with players like Alan Velasco coming in, Jesus pinning a big DP deal, which is really exciting, and him wanting to stay here at the club, and a lot of other great additions. So I think it's just, time. Life is about timing, and this is a great moment. We've been playing well for most of the season, although the last number of games haven't been perfect. We've given away some leads, but I feel great about this group and what the staff has achieved.
Yeah, and another exciting thing, you mentioned Paul Ariola and Jesus Ferreira having a chance to get to the World Cup, but they're also going to be at the All-Star game next month, which I think is also a really exciting development. I think, Austin FC's top of the table right now. Sebastian Drusi will be there as well. But to have 2 players in the All-Star game, it's got to be pretty exciting for you.
Sure. It's a big honor, and we're one of the few clubs that has 2. And so that's a big deal for FC Dallas. It's a big deal for our fans to latch on to that. These are their hometown heroes. They're all-stars. They're national team players. I would tell you that Paul may have had the best first half of the season of anybody. And if it wasn't him, it was Jesus, right? And then what a neat thing to have your two teammates who play right next to each other are arguably having the two best performances of the first half of the season.
Yeah, it's been amazing to watch, and I'll get back to tonight's match. But quick, I wanted to ask you. You mentioned your father and building this stadium, and obviously we know the effect that he had on Major League Soccer and dating back to NASL, and a lot of that stemmed from World Cups, right? And I think one of the most exciting things that's happened here over the last couple months is that you guys know that you'll be hosting the World Cup in 4 years from now, almost exactly 4 years from now. How proud are you to be able to bring that here to Dallas? And also, I guess just like, what can people expect with the World Cup coming here? I know you're still pressing on for maybe some later round games. Any updates there, and just the pride that you're feeling as North Texan to bring that here?
Sure. I mean, Dallas is the biggest benefactor of the World Cup. My father seeing the 1966 World Cup final and deciding that Dallas was already ready for professional soccer. Now, he was about 40 years too early in that, some would argue. But it kicked off. What it did, though, is it had all these great players who played for the Dallas Tornado. They stayed in market and built arguably the strongest youth market system anywhere in the United States. After their careers were over and after the old NASL went out of business in 1983. And so you had the Bobby Moffats and the Gordon Jagos and all the different ones, Charlie DeLong. And so they created teams here. And so you had this great market. But then the 94 World Cup coming to the United States, my dad was the chairman of the 94 bid also. And so you got to see the excitement. We had the great fortune in the Cotton Bowl of hosting one of the greatest matches of all time, which is the Holland-Brazil quarterfinal that ended 3-2. But 94 kicked off MLS. And now you look, and frankly, the success of MLS and the interest in soccer in this country since about 2010, which was where I think it really exploded, has led to us having the 2026 World Cup. And you say, what is going to happen on the heels of the 2026 World Cup? And one of the things I hope is a Women's World Cup in the United States in 2031. I think that would be fabulous, especially here in Dallas. I have two little girls, and to be able to share that with them would be amazing. But I think it's going to speed up at least by a decade, but maybe 2 decades, the player development in this country also, because there are going to be so many young people that say, I want to be a star out on that field. I want to play in the World Cup. I see the passion for the World Cup. And so I think it'll speed up the game. And look, no secret, we're chasing the final here in Dallas. If you get a semifinal, that would be amazing, or the opening game would be amazing. But what that will do for this community, and if we're lucky enough to have 6 or 7 or 8 of the games, would be fabulous. But having a World Cup final, you can't put a price tag on it. It's the greatest commercial that your community can ever get, and we will do an unbelievable job hosting the World Cup here in Dallas.
Yeah, for sure. Give people a 30-second, a minute pitch of why Dallas deserves that final. I think we all see it here, but just the party that you guys are going to put on. I know you got a lot of plans for the World Cup. Why should Dallas be the final host?
Look, it's a super passionate community for soccer. Dallas is an unbelievable market. AT&T Stadium is one of the greatest economic drivers of any stadium in the entire world. We believe we'll be able to have 90+ thousand fans at each of the matches. The Cowboys do things in a first-class way, and we're thrilled with our partnership, FC Dallas and the Dallas Cowboys. And we as a family have a great relationship with the Jones family. They're committed. The city of Dallas is very engaged. Monica Paul there at the Dallas Sports Commission, she's a big reason why all these top events come to the Metroplex. Super Bowls, Final Fours, World Cup. It goes on and on and on. And so she does a great job of bringing these communities together. You have 2 major airports here. You have first-class facilities like Toyota Stadium and Toyota Soccer Center here where national teams can train. We also have MoneyGram on that list too. I mean, there are a number that we're chasing. And look, it's affordable in this community. Hotel rooms are affordable. Transportation is affordable. So it's a confluence, again, of all these great things that make Dallas really unique. And this truly is one of the most uniquely situated and dynamic business, communities, not just in the United States, but in the entire world. And we're ready to welcome the rest of the world to Dallas.
Absolutely. It's an exciting time to be, a soccer fan in North Texas. And, not only because, the World Cup, but also because this FC Dallas team, got off to such a hot start, a little bit of a slide right now in the summer, but still sitting above that playoff line. We've seen, Austin FC's making moves. There's teams around the league making moves. Is there anything that you can kind of tell the fans, of FC Dallas right now about, how you guys are treating this July window as you've got a team that's in the thick of a playoff race.
Yeah, look, we have an open roster spot. We don't have any international spots right now. We may try to work on that, and we have enough cap space to add a player. So we would love to end this window by adding at least one more player, but it's not going to be somebody who's a depth player. That doesn't make sense. We have so much talent here, and the homegrown talent is so good that it's frankly hard for depth players to beat out any of the young players that we produce. If we bring in a player, it'll be a meaningful contributor, and we're working on it. That's what I would tell our fans. We've seen a lot of other MLS teams add players during this window, or they're working on rumors, but we're trying to execute on a plan to at least add one more player to help out the squad so we can finish strong.
Yeah, no, that's exciting to hear. You heard it here first. FC Dallas working, to maybe fill, another roster spot before the end of the summer. Jonathan, you've been covering this team pretty closely for the last couple of weeks while John Arnold is on vacation, or on his honeymoon, I should say. Very important time in John's life. Congratulations to him and his wife. But Jonathan, anything for Dan, things that you've kind of seen the last few weeks and leading in tonight that is going to be important as we think about this match.
I mean, one thing I would say is this is kind of deja vu. Obviously, this is how Copa Tejas ended last year in Frisco with these two teams, and it ended with, obviously, Dallas taking the trophy. This year, it's different circumstances. In the middle of summer, the teams are obviously doing a whole lot better. Does it feel any different this year, and what is maybe the biggest factor in upping the importance of this game tonight?
Yeah, look, it doesn't feel any different. It's a rivalry game. It's a state derby. I mean, if you can't get up for this, then you're probably in the wrong, business, wrong sport, wrong everything here. So the guys know it. I feel the passion for it. I see it with our fans and the excitement. Look, it was new last year, and it was something I think that they were trying to, embrace and grow. But it's building, and the momentum's growing, and this rivalry and these games with Austin have been exciting. There have been some thrillers, obviously, and last game was too much of a thriller to a tie. So that's, it cements the legacy of this, right? When you can have competition and you can have so much energy and so much desire for it. So I feel great about it. This will only become more and more important as we go, as FC Dallas continues to grow, as Austin continues to grow, and as Houston too. I mean, Houston's under new ownership, and I think they're doing a good job there. And I think they've got a good plan. I think they have an exciting young coach down there too. And so I think that program's going in the right direction. But give this 5 or 10 more years, and I think this will be something that garners a lot of national attention.
Yeah. Speaking of Dan Hunt, the president of FC Dallas and the chairman of the 2026 World Cup bid for successful World Cup bid, I should say, for the World Cup coming here in 2026. And Dan, I'll leave it with this. Do you have a favorite moment so far from this Austin against Dallas rivalry? There's been some good ones.
Oh, that was a nice win down in Austin last year.
It was.
We have some guys that have figured out how to score goals there. Look, lifting the trophy is a big one. Just in general, and so that's always going to be a favorite moment. We do this to lift trophies. That's why we're in the business of doing that, and that's been a great moment. But look, you just sort of see the passion and interest of it, and I look out here tonight. We're going to have an exciting crowd, and so I'm excited for a next chapter to be written.
Yeah, FC Dallas, a team that's here to win trophies. Austin FC's chance to lift their first trophy tonight with Copa Tejas on the line. FC Dallas against Austin FC, Toyota Stadium. We're here at the National Soccer Hall of Fame. And Dan, thank you so much for welcoming us in. And we'll be around tonight. Live coverage on thestriker.com. You know where to find us. And thanks so much for following, and we'll see you later.